Okay. How old are you guys now?
30.
I'm 39.
39 and 37. Okay. When did you start buying rental property, investing in real estate in some capacity?
I started at 22.
22 and Paul?
24.
22 and 24. So now you've been doing this for some time, over a decade. You guys are old fucking guys. When you reflect back on why you started or what you envisioned when you started getting into real estate, has it been what you thought it would be? Has it helped you achieve what you thought it might help you achieve? So Paul, can you go first?
Yeah, totally. I just, you envision something, how it's going to be, but you never know how you're going to get there. So all the ups and downs, like you never expected, but then you kind of get there and you think back and you're like, oh, I asked for this. Like, I'm here now. Like, thank God. Right. And then you kind of, at that moment, you kind of learn, you go back and you learn all those lessons and like, okay, I figured it out. I can teach this to somebody else.
Do you feel like owning real estate for this long has helped you achieve some sort of financial stability or freedom that you wouldn't have otherwise?
Well, I'm just talking about me personally. If I go back and I'm like, what other asset could I have purchased when I was 24 that would give me this? I can't figure it out.
And what is this when you say this? Some time freedom, personal freedom?
All that. So some time freedom, personal freedom, some wealth that we've kind of built up, the cash flow we've built up, just working just in our portfolio, never mind what we do with sales, but like the business skills and the acumen you've had to develop to kind of move yourself up in the world of real estate investment. Like, I don't know where else I could get that.
And what did you start with, Paul? Was it
single family home?
Single family? Was it a rent to own?
It was a rent to own.
So you started with single family rent to own, and then you morphed into like student rentals, multifamily,
long time,
land development.
Still doing multifamily, but yeah, now we're doing land development. I think at this point where our portfolio is large enough that, we're creating future income, like you say, but we have capital and equity, so we're using that to create now income too. So the future income is good, and we're always growing that, but we got to do what we can do to make now income. So money in, money comes back with profit.
And the problems that you faced through your journey of real estate investing, when you look back on those problems now, because at the time, I'm sure you hit some real estate problems where you thought the world was coming to an end. So, I don't know if it would be zoning or when it was really early, a maintenance request that you had no money to fix or whatever it was, where you kind of shit yourself and you're like, holy shit, I'm like up the creek here. Reflecting back on it now, I guess those problems, we all know, like they don't look like big problems anymore. But if you were to go back and tell somebody that's going through that right now today, I'm putting you on the spot here, but like, what would you tell them? Because early on, you kind of shit yourself if you hit a problem in real estate within the first couple of years of owning it, because you have no extra money to fix the problem. What would you tell that person? I
mean, after all these years, and it sounds corny and cheesy, but that's the price you pay. Like you start from nothing, and you ask the universe to give you this lifestyle, these things, or whatever it is that you want, and you got to pay. And you pay with problems and dealing with shit. If you're not willing to deal with shit, well, guess what? You get nothing. Right? There's no university course. You can go to all the universities you want. It's not going to buy you properties or make you smart or get you anywhere.
So. Dealing with the problems is just the price you pay to build a base of assets underneath you.
To buy the freedom that you want. You're not going to get it for free. Tell me something you get for free like that.
Well, I like that. Andrew, what did you start with? Was it also rent-to-owns?
No, it was a condo.
Okay.
So I got a condo in Toronto.
Okay.
And
that's right. Yeah.
Flow.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot this.
I didn't even know cash flow was a thing then.
Yeah. I forgot this whole story. Okay, you started with that, and then now have you also gone? Have you gone down student rental path?
Yeah,
student rentals.
Single family duplexes, rent to owns,
and then some land development as well.
Some land development, with Paul and all that. Different Airbnbs in Toronto. We were at the Airbnbs in Turks. I just kind of played around with a lot of different stuff.
And looking back now at 39, has it all been worth it? All the pain of getting the financing? And why? So like what specifically has been worth it? Like, is it time freedom, financial freedom?
Yeah, I think it's both. It's financial freedom and time freedom. Time freedom, I think, is the most important thing. When I was starting out, like my life goal at the time was to have 3 properties and then retire with 3. Like, so I was like, okay, I had like a 40-year plan or 45-year plan to buy 3 houses. And so obviously achieving that faster, it just is better, right?
Forgot to factor in inflation in that calculation.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, it's decent actually. Yeah, I did factor in inflation because my plan is, okay, I had the condo. Then what I'm going to do is with the condo, I'll buy a second one. I'll pay it off. So I wanted to pay it off. I didn't even know what leverage was. I didn't know the income was, the interest was tax deductible. I didn't know anything about anything. So I was like, okay, I'll buy one. I'll pay it off in 20 years. Then I'll buy a second one using the first one. I'm going to pay that off in 10 years. Then I'll buy a third one, pay it off in like 5 years. And so like 35 years later, I'll have 3 properties. I'll be loaded. So I think I always,
it's not, I mean, it's a good, that's just a good plan.
It's not a bad plan at 22,
agreed.
right?
Yeah.
But I always thought that I would just be working regular jobs throughout all that shit and just grinding forever because I never even knew you could live any other way. Like I'd never seen no family, no friends, no relatives, no one on my street. I'd never, except for movies, which you don't ever think are real, but you don't see other people. Everybody in my life grinds.